to the damned show.
Episode 41 of your favorite show,
The Island Shuffle. I am host Bean.
and I'm host James, and this is a show where we watch Lost in a random order.
It's a completely wrong order. Why would we watch it in the right order when we could watch it in the wrong order like this?
Exactamundo.
Mm-hmm. So this week, happy Easter, by the way.
Happy Easter. Yesterday was Good Friday, tomorrow's Good Sunday.
And after that, Fun Monday.
Fun Monday. Monday Fun Day.
Monday Fun Day. You ever heard the song Sunday Sunday Fun Day by
I love
Magic?
that song. I played it about a month ago. I looked it up on YouTube and played it.
It's a great tune. That gets
They
me.
have a fun music video to go with it. The
Any-
boss is like golfing and stuff.
Yeah, and everyone's in the office and they're like, "Oh, jeez."
Now the boring weekend.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I wish it was Sunday.
Sunday Fun Day. I like that it canonically has a hashtag in it too.
Yeah.
That song is just trending all the time. Every
Yeah.
time it's Monday, I'm thinking, "Damn, wish it was
Hashtag Monday.
Sunday."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sunday's okay.
Sunday's good. Sunday's underrated in the game.
Day of rest, eh?
Yeah, day of rest.
True.
If it's good enough for God to rest upon, you know I'm taking my feet off.
Yeah, I'm popping those feet off, and I am crawling today.
I am just cruising around.
Today I crawl.
I'm just rolling from place to place, shouting hashtag Sunday Fun Day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, what did we watch this week?
This week we watched season 4, episode 11,
Mm-hmm.
which is one episode before the 3-part finale,
Yeah.
and it is called Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, and it's all about our boy Jonathan Lockathan.
And so Locke, he doesn't have a car anymore,
Nope.
and he is addicted to getting rides in taxis. He has cabin fever. How are we going to get there, John? Do you want to take the bus? No, I'll take a cab. Don't you think that's a little much? I got the fever. I got the cabin fever.
I mean, it's really one of those iconic, like when you think of Lost, you think of Locke, furious, excellent performance by Terry O'Quinn as he shouts, "I've got the cabin fever.
I've got the cabin fever.
Get me in the cab." Starting off with a joke. As we
How
often
much is
do.
it going to cost? It shouldn't be more than $5. Oh, good, because I brought my cabin fiver to pay you with.
That one killed me. I'm dead now.
Yep. So,
So,
welcome to the show.
welcome to the show. That's what the episode was about, and thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Random.org.
Everybody, next week we watch a different episode, wow, and get lost. So, this episode is all about Locke and his compulsion for cabs. And also it's about how Locke and Ben and Hurley, which is such a, what a crew.
Ragtag group.
What a, oh my God, what a squad.
What a squad.
Dare I say squad goals?
Yeah. Yeah, you dare say.
I think I must.
I must dare.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that this squad is a goal of mine.
For all of us
For
to
all of
strive to.
Yeah.
None of them are really friends. They don't really like each other.
Hurley least of all. Like, Locke and Ben at least have antagonist relationship.
Yeah, I think they both admire each other in
Yeah.
some sort of fucked up way.
Exactly. But Hurley's just like along for the ride, and boy, it's fun.
Boy, is there a ride.
Is there a ride? So they're looking for some kind of cabin because they
Cabin
need
in the woods.
they need advice on how to protect the island from the
Exactamundo.
scary men in helicopters and military.
Yes. From the Charles Widmore.
Yes,
He's trying to blow up the island.
as one does.
He has a small private army.
Sure.
And I think Locke or Ben
Yeah.
has been informed that the army is coming to blow it all up.
Yeah.
And they say, well, how are we going to stop this? And then they say, well, let's find the cabin.
We gotta find the cabin.
If we want to stop the bomb, we must find the cabin.
The thing they're trying to do is get advice from good old
Jacob.
Everyone's favorite character. His name is Jacob.
Jacob.
And they're trying to find this cabin where they believe he is. So that's. And the reason Hurley's along is because Hurley saw the cabin one time.
Hurley saw the cabin once.
And so they're like, Hurley must know something or other. And I think the first scene we get of them is them all being like them being like, come on, how much farther is it, Ben? And being like, I don't know. I was following Hurley.
None of us know where this thing is.
And they're all just like, boy.
Oh. No. And then Locke has a dream.
He has a dream.
Locke and Hurley are both sleeping in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's when you sleep.
And Locke is dreaming about Horace.
Horace. We've met Horace before.
Horace used to work at the Dharma Initiative back when he was alive in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
And he is chopping down trees, and Locke is like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, my name's Horace.
And it sounds an awful lot like you saying his name is Horse.
He does.
And it's very good to think about.
And he's chopping down trees. He says, making a little cabin getaway for me and the wife. You know, sometimes you got to get away from the DI, the Dharma Initiative, you know.
And Locke is like, I don't fucking know what the shit this is.
Probably sounds like I'm not making much sense.
Yep.
That's because I've been dead for 12 years.
Damn.
And we're all like, but Horace, you're right here.
You're right here. How could you be dead and here? And then we realize this is just a classic lost mind fuck.
This is a mind fuck. His nose starts to bleed, and he goes, find me, John.
And then he chops down the same tree over and over again for a while, too. Pretty good dream.
Really good dream. John wakes up, and he's like, all right, I'm gotta find Horace.
Gotta find horse. Gotta find a horse.
So where do you look for a horse?
In a mass grave.
In a mass grave, obviously. So they go to the mass grave.
Yeah, they go to the mass grave, and they say, Hurley's like, what the fuck is this crazy shit? And Locke's like, Ben killed the Dharma Initiative.
And here they are. An open pit mass grave.
It's just a big pit.
And Locke is like, you guys can wait here. I'm jumping in.
And then Locke and then Hurley and Ben have a little chat. And,
it's cute.
And Ben's like, and Locke's like, Ben's like, oh yeah, remember when I tried to kill Locke and left him to die in this pit? That sure didn't work out, huh? Oh well, I guess I should have known. I know.
Whoopsie-doo.
You know, I used to have dreams, like trippy, weird-ass dreams where dead people would tell me what to do next. So I guess I guess my time is over, and Locke's time is here.
Locke's the new boy.
Locke's the new fucking sheriff in town.
The new sheriff.
Which is a dynamic I like. Throughout the whole episode, you have like Ben being like a snide little fucker and just being like, I know that Locke is the special one. And
he's a little bit sad the whole time. He's like, oh, I miss you being the man in charge. I miss when I could form a mass grave and put 100 people in there.
There's a really crazy line where at one point he is like talking to Locke about this, and he says like, well, you'll find out what it's like now that you've been chosen, you'll know how fucking whack it is, because I got a tumor on my spine. And I got a dead daughter also.
Oh, yeah.
So things haven't been great for me, but you know what? You're going to find out soon enough that, and here's a quote, the line of the episode that I cannot stop thinking about, which is, Destiny, John, is a fickle bitch.
Yes.
I don't really know what to make of that.
Yeah, me too.
It's pretty fucked.
Well, I guess I can sort of understand it.
I don't think he's necessarily wrong, but it's just a hell of a choice of words.
A hell of a choice of words. Yeah, that is absolutely true.
How would you sum up your entire life dedicated to saving this island and doing unspeakable acts like mass murder and and losing your daughter and going through all these things to protect this ostensibly mystical island from interlopers?
Destiny is a fickle bitch.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, Ben and the Hollywood writers of Hollywood.
Yeah, man. Hollywood.
Hollywood gave us that line.
Hollywood gave us so many This
is the most quote-worthy episode.
This
we've
is an
gotten thus
incredibly
far.
quote-worthy episode. Maybe it's just because we're hopping out of a bit of a slump, but this episode is rife with killer lines.
John's backstory is incredible.
John's backstory is incredible, and we'll get to it.
We will get to it. Just you wait.
just you
will
wait.
not even believe.
Just you wait. So, luckily, Horace died with blueprints. Luckily, Horace died with blueprints in his front pocket.
Oh yeah, he had his cabin blueprints in the front pocket
Yep.
when he was murdered and put in a mass grave.
Yeah, and so Locke finds him, and they follow the map to the cabin.
They followed the blueprints.
They
to
follow
the cabin.
the blueprints to the cabin, which is funny. Every good blueprint has a map on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so they get there, and guess what? Locke's time to go in alone.
And he goes in and he lights the lantern. Oh, he lights the fucking lantern. Oh, he lights the hell out of that lantern.
Oh, dude, are you telling me he's lighting the lantern?
He lights the lantern. Oh, he lights it.
He lights the fucking lantern, buddy. Oh my god.
And the room is dimly lit only by a lantern. There's a man in the shadows.
And he says, I'm not Jacob, but I can speak on his behalf.
And Locke's like, what are you talking about, you idiot? What's your name?
And he says, my name is Christian. And I don't think we've ever met this character before, but he's Jack's dad.
I think we did meet him briefly in When Sawyer Killed a Man.
Yeah, that's right. He was at the bar and Sawyer killed a man, and Christian convinced him to kill a man.
Yeah, Christian convinced him to kill a man.
Unknowingly. He was just like, you should just do whatever it is you feel like.
Whatever you're trying to figure out, man, you just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. Just like how I'm drinking myself to death right now. You just gotta do it.
Yeah, you just gotta do it.
So, yeah, Christian's here, but Christian's dead. How could he be here? What the
And-
heck? But of course, you and I both know that there's a character who loves to appear as dead people, and his name is Smoke
Monster. Little smoky
Yeah.
smokerton.
So this is not even Jacob, buddy. This is enemy.
a different person.
It's a whole different
tricking
person.
you.
And this is something I don't think we would have ever pieced together until like seasons later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we pieced it together because honestly, we're not watching it in the correct order.
It's true. If you think about it, we're really watching it in a wrong order.
We have information from all over the map.
We have all kinds of information, and we're missing some information too.
Absolutely. We're missing 2/3 of the information still.
That's true. We'll get there. I hope.
Slowly and certainly.
One episode at a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know who else is in this cabin?
Who?
Claire.
Why?
Why is Claire there?
Good question.
Locke-
I wish the show would answer that as well.
They don't. Locke asks it explicitly, and he's like, "Where's the baby? What the hell?" And the Christian says that the baby's where he's supposed to be, which is not helpful, not helpful or informative.
No.
And Claire's just like, "Oh, it's fine. Whatever.
Don't worry about me.
This is my dad. It's fine."
My dad.
My dad. And
My dad.
And Christian's like, well, listen, we can keep gibbering and jabbering, we can hoot and holler till cows come home, but there's only one question that really matters. Isn't that right, John? And John says, he asks the fabled question, how do I protect the island?
Shuffle.
Locke really wants to protect this podcast.
He wants it to keep going.
He wants it to keep going. He never wants it to stop.
He's like, I haven't had an acting job in years, but this is the only media coverage I'm getting anymore.
He loves it. He loves to hear us talk about him and to joke about conspiracy theories and other things.
So Locke is the protagonist now.
Locke is the protagonist. He's the best actor on the show, and we love him to death.
Gotta love that old kook.
that old goober.
What's his name again?
Terry O'Quinn.
Terry O'Quinn.
This-
Oh,
What a good name too. Rolls right
yes.
off the tongue.
I would watch him on Broadway.
Oh my God, Terry O'Quinn in Hello Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.
That's
Hello, Dolly.
That's O'Quinn. Those pipes, I'm telling you. You gotta go to Broadway.
You gotta go to Broadway.
You gotta get up on the stage.
O'Quinn on telling you. You gotta go to Broadway, O'Quinn.
I like this character who's Terry O'Quinn's agent who just really, really wants them to go to Broadway.
Terry O'Quinn is like shooting season 3 of a hit show and
Yeah.
is like, you gotta drop it all, O'Quinn. Yeah, I've seen your reel. You gotta go to Broadway.
I'm telling you, the Tonys.
The Tonys, my boy.
Oh, Terry O'Quinn in Mamma Mia. Think about it.
Just think about that.
Think about all those butts in all those seats. They'll laugh, they'll cry, they'll cheer.
A 6-week run
I like-
with your name on the banner.
This agent is getting more and more like he's like chain smoking as we go.
Yeah. This is the agent character is a person who he goes through an entire life cycle over the course of an hour. So he didn't speak for the first 15 minutes.
No.
And then, well, I guess that would assume that
Yeah.
one doesn't speak until they're like 20 years old.
I mean, yeah. When did people start talking earlier? I didn't speak till I was 20.
I wish people wouldn't.
School was hard. I'll tell you that much.
They didn't know what to do with me.
Or any of us.
And then when I turned 20, they put a cigarette in my mouth and they said, you got one job, kid. Get Terry O'Quinn to Broadway. Think about those butts in those seats.
Ah, so many butts, so many seats.
Think about the Tony.
New York City.
New York.
Terry O'Quinn's going to New York to win a Tony in my heart.
I think this guy can really make it in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely. He's got something.
He's got something, and he's going to be a real success.
Mm-hmm. Especially
You're going to hear that name.
You're going to hear the name Terry O'Quinn, and you're going to see it on those Broadway lights, baby.
On the Broadway lights, he is the Lion King.
So he comes out of the cabin. Terry O'Quinn, the Lion King, comes out of the cabin, and he does a sachet down the way. And there's a nice scene where Hurley and Ben share a chocolate bar in silence.
Oh, it's cute.
It's very cute. There's also, and guess what Locke's answer is, because it's a very bonkers answer. They're like, did he tell you? Well, spill it.
Spill the beans,
Spill the beans. What's the plan?
Did you get the part?
What'd they say? Did they like you? Did they love you?
The Broadway producer?
And Terry O'Quinn says, they loved me.
I got it. By golly, I got it. I'm going to be the star of Hairspray. I'm the next big thing on Broadway. I'll tell you how much for free.
That's Terry O'Quinn's normal voice.
Terry
That's his normal voice. We hear him on Lost, and he has kind of like a very like down to earth, like, well, I did it because I thought it would be right for the island. He's kind of like a
politician.
Yeah, exactly. He's very well spoken, but that's all acting, of course, because in reality he sounds like that.
He sounds like a newsboy in the 1940s. I just want to make enough so I can support my ma.
Oh.
She's going off to war.
Oh, you got to think bigger than that, Terry.
But mister, I don't have what it takes to make it on Broadway. I'm just a 52-year-old man. I only have several seasons of a hit network show under my belt.
Emmys, schmemmies. It's all about the Tonys, baby.
I don't even know a man named Tony, mister. The last Tony I met, Tony Clifton.
Who's this Tony Clifton guy?
Oh, he's a real singing star. Let me tell you that much for free.
I like how Terry O'Quinn's always telling me stuff for free.
Yeah, he doesn't like to charge.
He doesn't like to charge, and if he did, I would frankly be a little I'd be like a little presumptuous. Buddy.
Yeah. $17.
Imagine if that's how conversations work. That's probably a whole well we could go down if we wanted to.
I can tell you, but it'll cost you $5. I want another $5 to take another cab. I love taking cabs. Good New York cab. Take it down to Broadway. Broadway and 2nd Street. I got a show I'm auditioning for, Lion King. Lion King 2, the musical. Timon and Pumbaa. I play Timon. You know who plays Pumbaa? You know. A hologram of John Candy. Some people say it's in poor taste, but I think if Tupac did it, why can't John Candy do it on Broadway?
That's true. If Tupac did it. If Tupac did it.
Tupac came back.
He came back. Guys, can we all welcome Tupac back, please?
That's my co-star. Whoops, no. That's John Candy, sorry.
You messed up the picture.
God damn it. The illusion is ruined.
My immersion.
So, this didn't actually happen.
What?
There's a confession that needs to be made.
Yeah.
Did we say what he said yet?
No. I tried so hard to pull us out, and we just got sucked right back in.
Sucked right back in.
Oh, my God. But can you blame us when that's such a rich vein to mine?
Such a rich vein to mine. This little vein to mine.
I'm going to mine it a lot.
Yeah.
So, here's what Locke says. The plan is. He says, we have to move the island.
Pretty
End of
far
episode.
out.
Pretty fucking trippy, dude.
Someone's smoked a little weed in the cabin.
Hey, cabin fever, am I right? So, I know a person, at least one person, for whom that was the cutoff point of Lost. That's when it got too far-fetched.
They were like, no, fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. That was their like, fuck this show moment, is when they just said they had to move the island.
That's fair.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fucking bonkers. Even for a show like this, it's pretty out there to be like, oh, actually the island can move.
Yeah. If I wasn't so far in, I probably would quit at that point too.
Yeah. I understand.
Especially when sorry to interrupt, but when I remember I quit early season 4, and that was for me with the flash forwards and stuff. It's like, okay, this is going off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you put in that whole season.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're just gonna make a shittier thing.
Yeah. Season 4 is a real I don't even know what to say about it because it's so. This is also the season that got cut short because of the writer's strike. Yeah. So especially the last half of the season feels like you're just getting that unfiltered madness right into your heart.
Just it's a tough vein to filter.
It just feels
at
like
least filter the madness.
At least filter the madness. There's another plot that unfolds.
Yes.
Upon the freighter.
Oh, the freighter. That one's really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Very scary stuff.
Scary stuff. Martin Keamy and the military boys have flown back, and they're like, hey, we are going back to blow up the island now.
Time to kill.
Time to kill. It's time to kill, baby. Guess what time it is? Killing time.
Killing time.
And the captain's like, no.
I didn't think we were killing.
I didn't think we were killing. I thought we were just doing an extraction. And Keamy basically says, I run this shit now. So we're killing him.
So we're killing now.
We're killing
Boy, let me tell ya.
Let
me tell you how much killing's gonna be going on these days.
So much.
Boy.
Frank gas up the chomper. It's murder time.
It's murder spree o'clock.
And Frank is like, well, boy, howdy, folks. You know how much I love to fly and pilot, and
I am the pilot after all.
I love to do it, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it.
I don't want you to kill.
I don't want you to kill. And so in response, Keamy kills a doctor.
Yep.
The only doctor on the boat, I believe.
He kills the one doctor because there's not anyone the doctor is obviously the most expendable person you have.
Of course.
Especially when it was disclosed to him about 2 hours earlier that there's this weird sickness going around amongst the entire crew.
Yeah, that's making them all do weird shit like hop overboard and commit suicide and shit like that.
Time to kill the doctor.
Better kill the doctor and then go do some killing of my own with the whole team.
The whole team. And he kills the doctor, and then Frank's like, well, you know what? Now that you killed the doctor, that's all I was trying to get you to do. So I'll fly you out, boy.
I was sick of the doctor anyway.
I was sick of looking at that fucker. He told me I had pneumonia. I didn't like the way he talked to me.
Sick Frank.
Sick Frank. Frank does not. He is. So that was the thing that sort of tripped me about this
What's
episode.
that?
Frank's rejection of his pneumonia diagnosis. A very out there aspect.
Very weird thing to focus on in an already densely packed episode with this.
Yeah.
Frank spending 10 minutes going on and on about his pneumonia diagnosis.
I don't have pneumonia. This guy says I have pneumonia. I don't have it.
Do I look like a guy with pneumonia? How you like to fly the chopper? How can I get pneumonia from my
Meanwhile, he has 1,000 stains on his white undershirt.
That's true. Actual true thing is that Frank has 2 outfits. Late Frank is, of course, disheveled with a pilot's uniform, so you know he's a pilot. And he also never stops talking about how planes are good and how much he wants to fuck a plane.
I'm a pilot.
And so, but early Frank is a little more than that. Has a few more things, and also his outfit is grossly stained undershirt and like a Hawaiian like button up.
It is gross to look at him. Like, he is a very dirty looking man. It makes me uncomfortable.
He's filthy. At least like Pilot Frank, for his complete lack of any personality, at least Pilot Frank fucking cleans up nice.
That's it. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense because no one else on the boat looks like that. Everyone else has like changes of clothes and stuff. Well, Frank is just like wearing the same clothes while vomiting on them every single day or something. It's like he's a baby that everyone gets to change. Like, it is such a weird part of his character that he just is in this disgusting stained outfit the whole time that he won't change out of.
He's so fucking gross. Oh
it
my
makes
God.
me uncomfortable to look at him. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh, shit.
Poor guy.
Oh, fuck. Frank, get it together, dude.
I love, though, that, like, in his mind, because it is, like, an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt with a gross-ass undershirt underneath, and he probably thinks that he is, like, being somewhat respectful by not just going, like, bare belly under the unbuttoned shirt. It's like, oh, do want to show off my belly hair.
Yeah,
I'd rather this gross ass shirt.
I think in season 5 and 6 we should have seen Frank should have just been completely shirtless.
Shirtless the whole time.
Just
like
completely
Randy from
nude. Toe to tip nude.
That'd be great. Network TV doesn't do that enough.
No, they should. Give us Frank's belly, please.
Yeah, give it back.
The people want Frank's belly.
Or just a new shirt.
Frank eventually agrees to take him on the chopper. There's a few other scenes of significance among that, which is you get to see Kimi finds out that Michael is the spy and goes to beat him up a bit. And Michael's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't like you beat up.
And there's another scene where the captain gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
Captain pulls a gun out and says, hey, no, don't do it. Don't go kill everybody. And they just kill him instead.
They just kill him instead.
They're
like, no, we'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start it all off with you, idiot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's pretty much all the island stuff, huh?
That's all the island stuff.
There's one line I want to highlight, which is that when they first get to the mass grave, and Locke is like kind of like building up the reveal to the mass grave, and he's like, the Dharma Initiative must have had, like, you ever wonder, Hurley, what happened to the Dharma Initiative? There must have been hundreds of these guys, like, doing the stations, folding laundry, whatever, like, beeping the boops. Must have been so many researchers. What happened to them? Where'd they all go? They were manning the stations. They were recording information. They were making all that ranch dressing that you love.
Burn! John Locke disrespects Hurley so hard with that line.
It's so... It really is something how much this show loves to make Hurley his big jokes.
Yeah, exactly. All that ranch dressing you love.
All that ranch dressing that Hurley can't get enough of.
He's
That
always
big
seen-
ranch.
His one interaction with Ben is they share a candy bar.
Fuck. God. Sometimes the show is bad.
Yeah. Well, at least Weezer got a new album out of it.
That's true. They did get a new album out of Hurley, and thank goodness.
Not a moment too soon.
Not a moment. Right on the pulse of the culture, Weezer is. That Rivers Cuomo's go. He knows what he's doing.
They should put him in Lost.
They should put him in Lost.
They should put him on Broadway with me, Terry O'Quinn.
Yeah. Me, Terry O'Quinn.
Me, Terry O'Quinn, and put Rivers Cuomo in my show, my brand new show. It's a autobiography about Dolly Parton. It's called Dolly from Hollywood. And I play Dolly Parton. Rivers Cuomo, he plays my guitar.
Now that is a show I would see. Holy shit. Just Terry O'Quinn just like carrying Rivers Cuomo around.
Strumming him, and Rivers Cuomo is going like,
Ding,
dring.
ding, ding. Rivers Cuomo is going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That famous Dolly Parton song, Smoke on the Water, that everyone loves.
Is that Smoke on the Water?
No, that's Sunshine of Your Love by Cream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I got my baby's first riffs mixed up. Forgive me for my classic rock sacrilege, Lord.
We'll get over it.
Will we?
Terry, nice to hear from you, Terry.
Love to hear from Terry. We got some flashbacks in this episode too, huh?
Yeah, we do. We have all of the childhood of John Locke.
Mm-hmm. And then one scene where he's an adult man.
He's an old man now.
But
they skip all of adulthood.
There's no real like central plot to these flashbacks, other than they all kind of share the theme of Locke is having a rough go, I guess.
Having a rough go, and damn, he's a scientist.
Okay. So first scene of the episode.
Emily is putting on her lipstick, dancing,
listening to Buddy Holly, and baby, you're sitting there thinking, is this the fucking 50s or what?
Sure looks like it.
Sure looks like it, and sure enough, it is. And she's like, I'm going out, Mom. Fuck you. And
you're not going out with that man. He's 100 years older than you.
And Emily's like, I do what I want. See, look, I'm going to prove it right now by running into oncoming traffic like I love to do every day.
And that's what she does. She gets hit by a truck.
Mm-hmm. She gets hit by a truck. A thing that happens way more often than I thought it did in Lost is that someone just like strolls confidently into clear traffic and gets brutally injured.
And if they need to die, they die. If they don't need to die, like she doesn't get very injured.
No.
This is actually just a way to take her to the hospital to birth a child.
3 months premature.
Yeah. She's like, whenever they're taking her, she's like, oh, I'm 6 months pregnant. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no one knew. Or what? That's a weird. I feel like 6 months is just pretty far along.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know how you get away with concealing that for that long.
I get like 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah, 6 months seems hard. But also, I don't know how pregnancy works.
True.
It doesn't make sense to me.
9 months.
I thought the stork brought me a baby.
Oh, yeah, they do. Well, only 3 months till the stork comes.
Yeah, that's what she was saying, right?
Yeah, he's going to be Terry O'Quinn, star of Broadway. Tony Award nominee.
So he has the baby and says, name him John. And guess what? It's John Locke.
It's John Locke.
And later they're looking at the baby in the incubator and they're being like, wow, this little shitty baby's staved off so much.
Oh, yeah. What did they say? I wrote it down. That is what they say. He's staved off so much. He's had infections, pneumonia, you name it.
You name it. Whatever it is. He's had gout. He's had shepherd's disease. He's
shepherd's
had
pie.
He's had
had a really good soup yesterday.
He's had it all, and he's still kicking.
We accidentally put him underwater for like 15 minutes. I don't know how that one happened,
but hey, he's fine.
He's doing okay.
He's doing great because he's a resilient little guy.
Yeah.
And now we're going to open up the box so that you can look at him for the first time and hold him in your beautiful arms.
Aw.
Mom time. Guys, it's mom time, except guess what?
Emily isn't into it.
He says, no, I can't do it. I can't be a mom. It's the 50s, and I'm too young. And then she
Runs
leaves.
away.
But her mom is sitting there, lights up a cig before the nurses are like, hey, I know it's the
Can't do
50s,
that.
but this is a 3-month premature baby,
Yeah.
so maybe no to that. And then looking in the window, who do we see? They're like, who's that guy? Is that the father? And he's like, I don't fucking know who that guy is, but you and I know.
Richard Alpert.
Ricky.
Ricky Dicky.
Sticky Ricky fucking coming through.
Ricky Nine Doors.
And of course, he looks the same as he ever. He looks handsome.
He looks good. He's in a nice suit.
50s Rick is quality.
Yeah. Well, I bet he was having a great old time.
He's-
50s.
Oh man, the 50s pro time. The next scene we see is Locke in a foster home, putting together a backgammon set. A kid fucking fucks it up and says, "This game stinks."
That kid's stupid. You don't get the game.
This kid doesn't get the game.
This kid doesn't understand the game, which frankly is offensive.
It's if a child does not understand backgammon, I don't know. Like,
Why would I watch that show?
seems like a waste of my time.
Give me a
personally.
kid on the show who does.
And thankfully there is one.
Yeah, it's John Locke.
Young John Locke,
Young John Locke, young Terry O'Quinn.
young Terry O'Quinn, and so
Genius fucking good actor even then.
even as a baby, Terry O'Quinn was killing it. So Richard comes through and to Locke's foster home, and is like, "Hey, I run a thing for gifted students, and we think you might have what it takes. So I'm gonna do a little test for you right now, and what do you think? What do you think about this?" So he lays out a bunch of items on the table and says, "Now listen, you tell me which of these items is already yours." And there's like a compass. There's a vial of sand or something.
Uh-huh.
There's like a book of laws, a dusty ass book of laws. There's a comic. There's a knife as well.
There's a dirty old knife.
There's a nasty ass knife. And Locke is eyeing them all, and he settles on the knife. And Ricky's like, "You sure the knife is yours?" "Well, it fucking isn't." And he grabs it back, and he takes it all, and he's like, "Sorry,
You ungrateful little shit. You'll never make it to Broadway.
you're never making it to Broadway with that attitude, kid." And and he's like, "Sorry, I wasted your time," and pieces.
Shitty scene. Awful scene.
Not a good scene for sure.
I didn't get it.
It's a nonsense scene. There is an answer to that scene. You know what the correct answer was?
What?
The compass. Because we see in the future that Locke gives him the compass and says, "You're going to give this to me in the future. And also, if you don't believe me, fucking go see me. I get born in a few years or whatever."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But
Oh, that's interesting.
it's also
Okay.
the implication I like about that is that the compass was never made. It just has kept going through this weird time
Yeah,
loop.
it's just in a time loop.
It's just in a time loop. Ricky keeps giving it to Locke. Locke keeps giving it to Ricky, and the compass just is eternal.
But he wanted the knife.
He wanted the knife. He wanted to do a stab.
Give me a stabber.
Give me a stabber. The next scene is maybe my favorite scene in history.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
This is maybe the reason film is invented.
He's knocking, he's banging, saying, "Let me out of here, let me out of here."
Locke is a teen in high school.
Yeah.
And boy, is it ever tough to be a teen in high school. Especially when you're getting shoved into lockers like Locke is.
He's shoved in a locker, he can't get out.
He can't get out. And he gets out, and the guidance counselor or whoever is like,
Science teacher, I think.
science teacher. All the girls are laughing. All the cheerleaders
All
are
the cheerleaders
laughing.
are like, ha, that little boy is being tormented.
Oh, I love to.
So cute.
It's so funny how suffering is.
There's violence going on in my everyday.
It's cool and funny to me. And the cheerleaders are all laughing. And can I get a quick read from you on the science teacher's excellent line that he shouts at the cheerleaders?
What I did write this. Get to class, ladies. Tardy bell just rang.
Tardy bell.
Tardy bell just rang.
I haven't heard of Tardy bell ever. Maybe
No, me neither.
that's
Tardy bell. I love the thought that the tardy bell rings, but all the cheerleaders are just like, no. Not us. No.
No. We gotta watch a boy in a locker.
We lead cheers.
We lead cheers. The tardy bell rings for no one.
The tardy bell rings for no one. And the person that has like a cheerleader in their class are like, yeah, they'll show up eventually. They can do whatever they want, the cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders have that right.
I'm Terry Quinn, and I play I play a teacher in my own high school. I teach myself. That's how smart I am. Teach myself how to play backgammon. That way I can never lose. I'm Terry O'Quinn.
Terry O'Quinn is a multifaceted talent and the voice of a generation.
Multi-talented faucet.
Wow.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold. So Terry of Quinn is Teen Terry is brought to the science teacher's lab, and he's like, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks. But hey, check this out. This science lab called up in Portland, wink wink, called Middleos Labs, wink wink, was looking for gifted students, wink wink. And they asked specifically about you, and they were saying, hey, you should come to the camp. They're doing really cool, crazy science shit up there, and I think maybe this would be a good opportunity for you.
This man, Richard Alpert, he wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, this Dr. Alpert guy, this Dr. Ricky guy. And Locke does not want to hear this.
Oh,
let me tell you.
Do you have it written down? This was the line of the season.
This is maybe the greatest line of dialogue I've ever seen. Teen Locke, it goes, I'm not a scientist. I like boxing and fishing and sports and cars.
That is word for word his dialogue.
That's his dialogue.
I'm not a scientist. And then the teacher responds going like, you'll never be a quarterback kid.
Yeah, you just
gotta, like it or not, you don't want to be in the lab with all the trinkets, but that's who you are.
Yeah, instead of being like trying to play up his like being like, well, actually, it's good to be a scientist. You don't have to be ashamed of that. He's just like, get over it, kid.
You'll never be cool.
You're a nerd and get used to it.
Get used to it. Which I like. I like that technique, actually.
It's pretty stone cold.
Just beat him into being a scientist.
I just can't believe the, like, you know how teens talk. You know how teens are always like, I like boxing and sports and cars.
I love cars and boxing and fishing.
Like, defensively.
Oh, yes.
Like, that's just a classic teen mood. We've all been teens, and we all can relate to this teen scene.
But and you see underneath them, though, that it's like they'll never be the quarterback. They're a scientist deep down.
They're a scientist,
which is a big fucking loser thing to be.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we can all agree. Every scientist is a huge nerd.
Huge nerd.
They probably don't even like boxing or fishing or anything.
They probably hate their interesting work and financial security.
Yeah, man, talk about some dweeb shit. That's what
nothing better than being a man in your 40s watching boxing. Which, I mean, whatever. I like watching sports and stuff too. That's fine, but
hey, listen.
I'll never be a scientist.
That's true. Can't confirm. Will I be a scientist in my 40s? Probably not, but I will probably be watching a sport, I bet.
So, John Locke, you are a nerd.
John Locke, confirmed nerd.
Go on that stage. What do you got to lose?
We got one more scene, which is Locke trying to rehabilitate his broken legs. Oh yeah. He's getting wheeled back, and the wheelchair handler, the guy who's pushing him, is chatting him up and being like, wow, you must have made some pretty good progress today. And Locke's like, nah, fuck this shit. I'll never get feeling back in my legs. I'm bummed out.
It's useless. I got a 2% chance.
I got a 2% chance of getting feeling back in my legs. What's the point? And the guy's like, well, hey, you survived 8-story fall. That sounds like a miracle to me. And we pan up, and who is it but none other than the lawyer who threatened Hurley that one time in the future.
That lawyer who threatens Hurley. Oh, I guess this was in the past, right?
This was in the past.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this guy.
Mm-hmm. Some guy who is mysterious and threatened Hurley one time, comes along and is like, you know what? He first thing he does is he like wheels him to the elevator. Then he wheels him past the elevator and leaves him like
stairs.
Leaves him at the stairs in a way that's like vaguely threatening.
Yeah.
Like not.
I like that part.
It's pretty buck wild. And Locke's like, hey man, can you just
You're an all-star.
Can you just can you just get your game on and go play, please?
Yeah.
And Buddy's like, here's what you need. Here's the thing. You ever heard of a walkabout, Mr. Locke? And Locke's like, I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking walk.
I literally can't walk, so definitely no. And he's like, well, you should do it because you're going to find yourself if you do it. And Locke's like, whatever, dude, go away. And he's like, well, listen, when I went on my walkabout, I found out so much about myself. I found out the truth about who I really am meant to be. And Locke's like, yeah, you're a fucking orderly, whatever. And the orderly's like, oh, I'm a lot more than an orderly, Mr. Locke. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint.
I threaten psychiatric patients.
That's literally all we know about this guy right now.
Yeah, we don't see him at any other point.
No, we see him tell Locke about what a walkabout is and plant the seed that will send him to the island one day.
Which is cool.
Which is cool. And
so he's a farmer planting seeds.
He's a farmer planting seeds, but he's also threatening Hurley ominously in the psych ward.
Which is not cool.
Not cool. So that happens.
That's it.
What do you think of this episode?
I loved this episode. It was incredible.
This episode is rife with the good shit.
Yeah, so much good stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
So much happens.
A lot is happening, and none of it feels like. I'm not gonna say that it's all like makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's clearly holes like everywhere. But in general, it's an entertaining ride. The main core of Hurley, Ben, and Locke is just fun.
Awesome.
It's just awesome and fun to watch.
Give me that trio any day.
And normally I'm not too hyped on like the freighter crew doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought the confrontation between the captain and the military guy was pretty neat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was tension. It was real.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool.
Saeed and Desmond were around too. Oh yeah, one thing I really like is that during like the confrontation where like Kimi slits the doctor's throat and shoots the captain, Desmond's just sitting there.
It like pans to his face every now and again, and that's literally the last we see of him all episode.
Yep, he's just
like watching.
He's just like watching these murders unfold and being like, well, this is pretty fucked.
Yeah, I guess this is my Tuesday.
I guess this is just another Tuesday on the damn freighter. And the flashbacks, while like being completely nonsense and having tons of that classic Lost bullshit that doesn't really mean anything, like Richard being like, maybe he wants the Book of Laws or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Even with that, it was still like fun and
it was
goofy.
fun. Yeah, that was the worst flashback scene, and it was very short.
Yeah, for sure. Even though like they didn't really have a through line, they were still entertaining. I like that episode. That pulled us out of a slump, I think. That pulled us out of a big honking slump.
Yeah, and we're almost done with Michael, and
I
think we only have good episodes left.
Yeah, I think every episode from here on out is going to be entirely super good.
What do you say we find out?
What do you say we find out? I'm busting open the sheet and ready for that number.
Okay, random.org.
Hey, our favorite website on earth.
Generate 21.
21, huh?
I think we might have watched that.
In fact, no. 21 is season 1, episode 21, of course. The Greater Good. It's a Saeed episode.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm down. I love this.
We haven't had a Saeed episode in a minute. We actually had a season 1 episode pretty recently, but let's do another one.
I love that boy.
Love that boy. Love that boy.
Love that boy. Love that boy. Love that boy.
Hey.
Love that boy.
We want to say thanks again for listening to our silly-ass podcast about the show, the good show Lost and the bad show Lost also. Because they're one and the same, baby.
Many shows.
The show contains multitudes, you know. I've been Bean.
I've been James.
Like we say at the end of every one of these recording sessions, we're going to tell you